What's going on, guys? Just want to do a quick video of my interior setup of my cameras, my camera setup, my GoPro setup, because I know some of you guys has been asking questions on it. So let's get right into it. Let's start with the power source. So my cigarette socket goes into this little power source here off of Amazon. Super amazing. It has three more plugs, and then on top of that it has two USB right here. And then on top of that, it has two USB on the side. So you actually have 2, 4, 7 sources of power, and you can get more if you're using these sockets that has the 2 USB. So for me, I have enough power to power my phone and my GoPro and some accessories. So that's the power source. These are some nice cable off of Amazon. So my main camera will be my GoPro. This is the GoPro Hero 7 Black Edition, and you guys can notice it just turned on because it was voice activated. GoPro, turn off. So this is the Hero 7, and again, it gets direct power source, and it's fully charged all the time as long as the engine's running. So as far as mounting go, very basic, just a curve adhesive. It's mounted to your dashboard, and then you can just frame it and make sure how you want it. And then it also has these adjusters, so it can go back and forth, left and right if I needed to adjust it. So you guys get the point. Make sure you use this little rubber, this rubber here prevents the cameras from shaking around because it absorbs the space and the gaps of the clip here. Also prevents it from coming out, so when you want to take it out, you have to remove it. But when I go home, so when I'm done, when I'm in my house or whatever, and I want to take out my camera, I just take out the camera itself. I don't take out the actual housing. Or if I'm going to the store, if I go into the store, super hard right now, what the heck. If I go into the store, I just flip it open, pop my camera off, and I just take it inside with me. And then if people see the camera casing, obviously they don't want to steal it because there's no camera in it. So that's usually how I do it. And then when I'm home, I always keep the camera charged as well. So let's talk about settings. What do I film in? So the GoPro is voice activated. So when I'm in town and I'm filming video, I don't shoot 4K no more because 4K is just way too overkill, and also it uses way too much space. So when I'm in town, I film in 1080 60 frames per second when it's daylight. When it gets dark, I go and do 1080 24 frames per second. The reason you do that is because you can allow more light into your camera. So if you guys understand technical tease, that's how it goes. So when it gets dark, I go to 1080 24. When it gets daylight, 1080 60 frames per second. If I don't want to film videos, I go and do my time lapse. You guys see my time lapse video, and this is how I do it. The Hero 7 Black automatically does the time lapse for you. So it's not like old school no more, where you have to take all the photos, go into your editing software, and make the time lapse. No, the GoPro, it actually just shoots all the time lapse, and then when you're ready for it, you just export the one file that has that time lapse of from Anchorage to etc. So for the time lapse, I'm filming in 4K, 10 times the speed, and then wide. And I can just click on that and it'll just record for whenever it goes to. GoPro, turn off. So those are the settings for the GoPro. This is my TPMS, tire pressure monitor. I made a video about that if you guys are interested in that. This is my main camera here. So this is my main camera, the S9 Plus Samsung. This is the one I use for all my live video. You guys watch my live video on Facebook, and this is how I use it. It is kind of, it's still good. I mean, I could get a new one, but for the most part, it does a pretty good job. So far, it has the adjusters here and this adjusters, and I don't really mess with that. And this here, make sure you have it out of your camera's frame. Just it's far enough where the GoPro won't get it. And then this one here, I actually just put this on today here. This is a RAM mount. So this one is made by RAM, and I actually had this since almost back in 2013 when I was riding my motorcycle, and I used it on my motorcycle. So you can see here, it's missing 3 of these rubbers. So it's missing 3 of these guys right here, and these are the grips that hold in. These are the grips that hold your stuff. So I usually I'm not sure if I want to put it in this section here, but I'm gonna use this for my iPhone 7 Plus. I'd use, yeah, iPhone 7 Plus, but I'm not sure if I like this spot here. I might go ahead and put it on top of here, as long as it's out of the way. But when we're out filming or when I'm vlogging, I use my GoPro to do time lapse or videos, and then I also shoot videos with my iPhone 7 Plus. This one doesn't have data service, so I use this one strictly for photos and videos. But then if I do need data service, I can turn on my hotspot on my Samsung and connect this to the internet too. But for the most part, this is just strictly for business and for photo. So I usually vlog on this if I don't have any cameras on me. And then I also have my Samsung for everything for your phone. And then also I use this camera here for vlogging. This is the Sony HX80. Very, very simple. It has great zoom, so whenever I want to zoom into people, I can just like zoom in, zoom out, and stuff like that. You guys get the point. So really, I have, and again, when it comes to getting the shot, like say if we go off-roading, when we go off-roading, whatever, or just in vlog in general, I don't really choose which camera I'm using. I just pick up the cameras that's closest to me, and most of the time it's either this camera here, or if this one's not available, then I'll just use this one. And then whenever I step outside of the vehicle, I always make sure my phone or this phone or this camera is always on me. I always make sure something's on me that can film. So that's just the way I roll. And then the GoPro is always shooting like a time lapse or videos 24/7 when I'm driving or whatever we're doing. Like if I know that we're going on a long trip, like let's say we're going to Jims Creek on the highway, I wouldn't film it. I would just do a time lapse instead, because the time lapse uses less storage, and also it's just much easier. If I forgot to use time lapse and I actually did a video from here to Anchorage, then then in post-production I'll just go ahead and take that video and then speed it up, speed ramp it, and it will just become a time lapse. But usually the time lapse is much better, higher quality, 4K and stuff like that. So really guys, that's all I have for you guys. If you guys are wondering how I set it up, I highly recommend anybody, if you guys are looking to do driving time lapse, I highly recommend you guys get the GoPro Hero 7. They also have the Hero 8, which I have not used yet, but I'm sure that's good too. But the GoPro Hero in general, it's such a great camera for time lapse. So if you guys want to start doing time lapse of driving or whatever, definitely recommend the GoPro. It's just a great, easy, user-friendly, and it makes things easy, because when you make things easy to film, you're more likely to use it, guys. If you make it too complex, you're not gonna want to use it, because it just becomes a hassle of just getting it to go. So that's my setup, guys. If you guys have any questions, any suggestions, anything like that, please leave it in the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out in any way. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.